In a quiet, middle-class neighborhood just outside Columbus, Ohio, lived an elderly man named Walter Green. He was 68 years old, with silver hair, a weathered face, and a presence that seemed both calm and heavy, like someone carrying a weight that time refused to lift. Every morning, Walter followed the same routine. He would wake up at 6:30 a.m., make himself a mug of strong black tea, and sit quietly on the wooden porch of his old two-bedroom house. From there, he'd watch the streets slowly come to life. Children rushing to school, joggers passing by, and the mailman waving from a distance. Walter hadn't always been so withdrawn. In his younger years, he was a hard-working mechanic. He ran a small auto repair garage in town. Known for his honesty and quiet discipline, Walter fixed more than just cars. He helped neighbors, lent tools, and offered advice when asked. He had one child, a boy named Jamie Green. Jamie was unlike Walter in every way. Where Walter was practical and grounded, Jamie was creative and dreamy. He would spend hours reading books, writing short stories, and imagining faraway worlds. As a child, he would bring his father wild little tales about talking frogs, magical trains, and stars that whispered to each other. But Walter, busy and practical, never understood Jamie's world. He didn't see stories, he saw distractions. "You can't build a life with fairy tales, Jamie," he would say. "You need a real skill, something you can depend on." Jamie would nod, but each time, something inside him faded a little. 20 years passed. Walter never reached out. His pride stood firm, like a wall built brick by brick with regret and silence. Holidays came and went, birthdays faded into quiet days. He would think about Jamie sometimes, especially on cold mornings or when a book commercial would air on the TV, but he never called. Then, one gray December morning, a letter arrived. It was from a hospice center in New York City. It read, "Dear Mr. Green, your son Jamie Green has been in our care for the past 2 months. He has been diagnosed with late-stage lymphoma. He has requested no visitors, but yesterday he asked us to send this note." Walter had never been to the city before. The noise, the lights, the rush, it overwhelmed him. But nothing mattered more than getting to that hospice room. When he entered, he barely recognized the pale, fragile man lying on the bed. Jamie's once curly brown hair had thinned. His body was weak. At Jamie's funeral, the hospice staff gave Walter a leather notebook, Jamie's journal. Walter couldn't open it for days. When he finally did, he found pages full of short stories, fantasy, drama, personal reflections. And in the middle of the book, one single story stood out. It was titled "The Last Cup of Tea." Today, Walter is a different man. He still lives in the same house, but now every Wednesday he visits the local elementary school and reads stories to children from Jamie's journal. He always brings a thermos of tea with him, and every evening, as the sun begins to set, he sits on his porch with that same old mug.